Joining us to explain the court's decision and what it means to those who already have insurance in San Diego and those who don't are Glenn Smith, professor of law at California Western School of Law, and Gregory Knoll, executive director, Consumer Center for Health Education and Advocacy of the Legal Aid Society. Thank you both for being here.
You're welcome.
Glenn, let's start with the individual mandate. Of course, this was the critical part of this healthcare law. The court said it's okay if you call it a tax. What does that mean?
They basically said is that there are fewer even possible limitations on Congress's taxing power, because taxing is the ultimate political power to decide, to make Americans pay money. And so courts have generally been more hands-off in that area than recently in the commerce area. So they said this operates really like a tax. I mean, there's no true mandate to buy insurance. Nobody's going to come force you to show your insurance papers. But if you don't buy insurance by 2016, you pay a tax somewhere between $695 a year and 2% of your income.
That's right. So it goes up with each subsequent year. I want to talk about the second part of the ruling, though. Now, the federal government can't financially punish states if they don't take part in the expanded Medicaid part of the law. Elaborate on that.
Well, the states, 26 states, made the argument that because it was an all-or-nothing choice, they either had to participate in the substantially expanded Medicaid or lose all the Medicaid program, all the government support, and that was too coercive a choice. Even though there's not a lot of clear law about that, the court did go out on a limb and say that in this case that would have been coercive. And they said, they clarified that the federal government did not have the authority to basically force a state on pain of losing all its Medicaid funding and all its participation in the program to go ahead.
But they obviously won't get the new money if they don't.
Yeah, don't get the new money. And people seem to be ignoring the fact that there's a lot of incentives. The federal government's going to pay for, I believe, isn't it 100% the first year and 90% after that? So there's a lot of goodies that are available. And many states, I think, including some of those that brought this lawsuit, will ultimately join in.
Greg, let's bring you into this. And the people of San Diego County, we know there are about more than 500,000 people without insurance?
515,000 uninsured people.
So how will upholding this law, what parts of it will now start to include those people and give them insurance?
Well, there's going to be a number of ways. There's going to be the expansion of Medicaid, or Medi-Cal as we call it. There's going to be the exchange, where you're going to have a lot of subsidies, where you can get your own insurance. The subsidies are huge, and it really is, as Glenn said, giving opportunities to all of those folks to try to take advantage. There are some people, because they have not been in this country legally for more than 5 years, that will not be able to take advantage of it, and we'll still have a program for them. But this act is going to get about 2/3 of those folks access to health care coverage.
I want to talk a little bit about the expanded Medicaid, because that's something that California is already beginning, isn't it? Haven't they started enrolling people?
Yeah, California's been very aggressive. They were the first state to pass all of their state laws to create the exchange. They also are allowing counties to expand and pay the match for Medicaid expansion right now. In fact, San Diego County has added more than 23,000 people to the Medicaid rolls through the low-income health plan already.
So when we talk about this expanded program, isn't it really, it's just sort of lifting the ceiling in terms of who's eligible and how much money they earn?
It's both. I mean, it's really trying to make sure that everybody gets in the pool. It's trying to make sure that healthy people are insured, trying to make sure that the price then comes down for all of us, because that's the natural effect. With all of the things that are already implemented, this decision today allows all of those to go forward, and then for all of the other ones that come into effect in 2014.
I throw this out to both of you. Now, these two things aren't the only things in this law, right? There's other things about kids under 26 can stay on their parents' health care insurance.
Right now, millions of young adults between 19 and 26 have found health coverage by being on their parents' coverage. Right now, children that have pre-existing conditions cannot be denied insurance and cannot have outrageous premiums because of their pre-existing condition. There are people in San Diego County who have 5-year-old kids who have been sick all their lives, and they have had to pay out of pocket $10,000, $20,000. What this means is people will not go bankrupt to access health care for their children.
Now, Glenn, this was somewhat of a surprising ruling. I think
Yes.
that's most of the analysis has said that.
Yes.
Does this, though, restore some faith into this court that it's not going to necessarily rule with party lines?
I think that is one of the exciting results of this, is this was being discussed as something that would be another case where the court would split on predictable ideological lines. And so I think the court has gone out of its way, and I think Justice Roberts led that. Chief Justice, he went out of his way to make it clear that on this issue, where partisan politics and the American people had, through the democratic process, had come up with a major policy decision, the court needed to stay out of it if they could, and they needed to decide it on a non-ideological basis. And I think they generally did both of those. I have quibbles, but I think they generally did that very well.
We're out of time, but is this the end of the line now for this law? No more challenges?
It's the end of the line legally for the foreseeable future, and it returns the power to make these important decisions back to the political process and to the American people.
And I do want to let the people at home know I'm going to be speaking with Congressman Brian Bilbray in just a moment, so we'll pick it up after that. And also then go to the website, kppbs.org. I know there's a much longer conversation with both of you. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having me.